Hello and welcome to this 12th episode of Educhat with Dr. Sujit. I'm sure all this question answer series is helping you to take your practice to the next level, and I'm so glad to answer so many questions. I'm happy to receive so many questions, and as you know, we select the top 3 questions every week which I answer for you. And in fact, from those top 3 questions, every week we select one question as the best question of the week, and the one who asks the best question of the week gets the complimentary copy of my international bestseller book, New Age Dentalpreneur. So today I'm going to ask 3 questions in this episode, and these are very important, very interesting questions in this episode, which you will be getting the answers for. And the voice of question today behind the camera is Palak. So let's start the 12th episode of Educhat with Dr. Sujit. So Palak, what's the first question of the day?
Dr. Josefa asks, how can we make our neighbor colleagues to stand firm on a single chart so we all can grow together?
Wow. So the neighboring dentist, who is so-called your biggest competitor all the time, and this is such a nice and a noble thought, by the way. I'm sure everybody will agree, right? If your neighboring dentist, instead of competing with you, collaborates with you, enhance each other's strengths, or at least, if not anything else, at least have the similar treatment charges, then the patients will not be able to take advantage of, your competition between each other. And at the same time, the entire focus of you as well as your neighboring dentist goes on enhancing the skills, the patient experience, and giving the best dental treatment to the patient rather than attracting the patient by reducing the charges all the time and maybe compromising the treatment quality in the process. A very noble thought, very ideal situation to practice for. But then unfortunately, the reality is different. I'm sure you know that it doesn't happen that way in this world. Simply because in order to beat the competition, people have different mindsets, different ways, different thought processes, and different attitudes. And your neighboring dentist may or may not be on the same page when it comes to, collaboration rather than competition. And for that, we all need to understand the competition, what exactly the competition is. Let me tell you something. Honestly, there is no competition anywhere in the world. And I say it so many times in my courses and my sessions. Where we compete with each other for is actually the average. I'll give you a simple example. Always remember this. Competition always lies in the average. The moment you enhance your quality by means of your soft skills, your domain skills, your marketing, your treatment, material, equipment, facility, options, whatever. The moment you upgrade yourself to the next level, you start becoming specialized or better at something. Think about this. When it comes to, suppose mobile handset industry, where is the competition? Is there a fierce competition in 10,000 rupee mobile phone, 5,000 rupee mobile phone, or there is a fierce competition in 80,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupee mobile phone? It's always at the lower end of the pyramid where the competition is. Competition always is the function or is the, it happens at the base. Competition always lies in the masses. And competition is okay if the industry or the business is volume based. So, it's like FMCG industry, okay? Maybe the tourism and airline industry, maybe hoteling industry, mobile industry. That is fine if there is competition because the entire business runs on volume and competitive pricing is one of the very important factors. But then we are professionals. Professionals are not paid depending upon the competitive pricing. We as professionals are always paid depending upon our skills. So the focus not just of you but even your neighboring dentist should be to enhance the skill sets and the overall patient treatment and experience rather than competing with each other that too at the pricing level. So everybody who is watching this can rethink about competition. I want you to understand that instead of competing with your neighboring dentist, focus on enhancing your skill sets. Every patient who walks in your practice, make sure that you give an exceptional treatment experience to them. You can even collaborate with your neighboring dentist, harness each other's strengths to take not just your practice, but the entire dental profession to the next level. Although it's very difficult because, as I said, all of us have different mindsets, different way of looking at things, different way of doing things. But then if we can understand that instead of competing with our neighboring dentists, if we focus on adding value to the patients, it will be beneficial not just for everyone around us, but even for the dental profession, right? So if you have a neighboring dentist, approach that person, probably explain this, share this video with him or her, and let's take the entire dental profession to the next level, right? So Palak, what's the second question?
Dr. Bhuyan asks, will India have a dental insurance?
Okay, so it's a long overdue thing, right? So we are waiting and waiting and waiting for dental insurance for many years and decades now, right? Every other medical treatment is already covered in Mediclaim and insurance, but unfortunately, not even the basic dentistry is covered under any Mediclaim or any insurance companies. And that's the reason a lot of people understand the importance of good oral and dental health. They are willing to do the treatment, but the moment they understand that there is no insurance for dentistry, they back off. And I'm sure as a practicing dentist, you have seen this already so many times in your practice. So why it is so difficult to get the dental insurance? And the reason is very simple. Because in dentistry, you will always find that for any dental problem, there are lots of treatment options. And that is not the case in medical field. Like for example, if somebody needs a bypass surgery, the person needs bypass, that's it, right? If somebody, needs to remove the tonsils or appendix, they just have to get rid of it. There is no other option, right? But when it comes to dentistry, take an example of, a painful tooth. You can save the painful tooth. You can extract the painful tooth. You can just give medicines. You can just do temporary filling. You can just postpone it, whatever. Replacement of a tooth. There are so many options. There is RPD, there is CPD, there is bridge, there is implant. And then in that bridge, there are so many types of materials which are used to fabricate the bridge. And in the implant, there are so many types of and different companies of implants where the cost range from literally anywhere like, from X to like 5X, 10X. So for even for the insurance companies, it becomes very challenging that how to define the premium and whatever claim they can give. And not just in India, world over, this has always been a challenge for all insurance companies. Because for every dental problem, there are so many treatment options available. And the price, the charges of those treatment options literally vary like crazy. It becomes very difficult to come out with a dental insurance. However, I'm sure all of you know that, there are a lot of companies which have the dental insurance in the Western world. But in India, we are still in that, struggling phase about finding out the right mix of that premium versus claim settlement. And, but as far as I know, we are very close to getting dental insurance in this country. Maybe within the next couple of years or 2-3 years, I think we should have the dental insurance. But yes, India will have dental insurance, and honestly, we should have dental insurance. Let's hope for the best and move ahead. Yes, Palak. So what's the last question of the day?
Okay. So Dr. Nikita asks, as an endodontist, how can I start my career as a speaker?
Okay. So Dr. Nikita wants to start her career as a speaker. Now, how to do that? I'm sure many of the, postgraduates who are into, any kind of super specialization may or may not be into private practice, but but wants to become speaker. Now, I'll tell you from where this thought comes. Number one, the thought can come because you are really interested in teaching people. Okay. The second, The thought can come from because you see so many speakers at state conferences, national conventions, specialty organization conferences, and you're like, wow, speaking from the stage is a wow thing. The speaker is a celebrity and, they get a lot of attention. Everybody listens to them. Hundreds of people are sitting in front of them, taking notes from what they teach. That can be the second. Third can be, there are people who really want to become speaker or maybe conduct courses in order to make money. Now, my very frank suggestion here, Dr. Nikita, as a young endodontist, okay, I'd like to tell you a few things. Number one, never do it for the sake of money. Believe it or not. Earl Nightingale had said this wonderfully. Whatever money you make is always the byproduct of the value you add to the people and service you do for the society or the community. If making money becomes the primary reason of becoming a speaker or maybe conducting courses, you land up not being a successful speaker. Okay? And it's across the world. There are hundreds and thousands of examples, not just in dentistry, but everywhere you will find this. Money making should never be the primary motto. Okay? So I want you to ask your why. Why I want to become speaker. Okay? If you are a very good public speaker, okay, if your public speaking skills are good, then you can be a very good speaker. So that's the second thing. So first is ask your why. Money making should never be your mission. Probably if you are really passionate about teaching, if you love to teach, if you love to change lives, impact people through their clinical skills because you are an endodontist, just go ahead and do it. Money is always byproduct and money will follow all the time. That applies to our private practice as well. Okay? You will never be short of money if making money is not your primary motto. Okay? Money will always follow you. Ask your why you want to become speaker. Once you understand, then second thing you need to focus on is enhancing your public speaking skills. So at whatever level your public speaking skills are, in order to become an impactful speaker, you need to focus on your public speaking skills. And let me tell you, public speaking is an art as well as science. It is not something that, you just stand and start speaking and people will like it. There is an absolute step-by-step ways of learning the art of public speaking. So that's the second thing. The third thing is you need to start building your own brand. And for brand building, marketing is one very important activity. So start building your brand slowly. One of the best way to build brand is to start adding value by giving a lot of useful and authentic information to your target audience, that is practicing dentists. So in your own domain, start adding value to every practicing dentist, and when they get benefited from your value additions, they will be like, Dr. Nikita is someone from whom I would like to learn more. Okay, always remember, you need to give first in order to get it later. Okay, unless you sow the seed, you cannot reap the fruits. So, the best way to get is to give. And the more you give, the more you receive. And whenever you speak, no matter, even if it's a 15-minute, speaking assignment or opportunity, whether you're speaking in just one of the local IDA branches or at a state convention or whatever, as you grow, create an impact. A lot of people speak, but then the problem is there is no take-home value for the audience. And then people don't appreciate that. Even if you are talking for 10 minutes, there should be massive take-home to your audience. And everybody, not just Dr. Nikita, if you want to become speaker in whichever domain you are, this is the secret. Number one, ask your why. Number two, work on public speaking skills. Number three, build your brand by adding massive value, by giving a lot to your audience, and so that they are willing to learn more from you, and then you can become a speaker. Having said that, few things. Becoming a speaker is not as easy as it looks. The journey of a speaker is not as easy as it looks. Many times it's a quite lonely journey. You have to travel every weekend from a place to other, board your flight. Nobody's there. Everybody's there to receive you at the airport or whatever. But then it's a very hard-working thing. Remember, you need to be willing to do that hard work. It's not easy at all. It's not that fascinating. It's not that lucrative many times. It is only when you are passionate about it, you do it. Or eventually, you stop it. Okay? So all the best to you. Awesome. So with this, we come to the end of the 12th episode of Educhat with Dr. Sujit. And the best question of the week, I like answering Dr. Nikita's question. Okay, somebody who wants to become a speaker, an aspiring speaker probably, and a new endodontist, a speaker in dentistry. So Dr. Nikita, congratulations. You will get the free copy of my international bestseller book, New Age Dentalpreneur. Just put a comment on YouTube, or, shoot an email to us at connect with your mailing address, and we'll be glad to send you the copy of New Age Dentalpreneur. Right? So guys, with this, we come to the end of the 12th episode of Educhat with Dr. Sujit. Keep on asking the questions. Share this with at least a couple of dentists to whom you think this episode can be useful for. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.